we've got 3 things that you need to know about the 2026 Harley Davidson Softail Street Bob. Alright everybody, what is up? What is up? As always, thanks for stopping by to another video today. We are out on my 2022 Harley Davidson Street Bob. We are roaming around through a little bit of Delaware and the eastern shore of Maryland today. We're headed down to Rock Hall, Maryland on the Street Bob. But as always, you guys know that I'm a big Street Bob fan. I love my 2022 Street Bob, so I always like to stay up to date with anything that Harley has going on with the Street Bob. Obviously, when they release new model years of it, when they release it for the new model year, which they just did reveal a couple of weeks ago, the 2026 Harley Davidson Softail Street Bob is now listed on their website, along with a lot of the other 2026 carryover model year bikes that didn't really have a whole lot of changes to them. So make sure you guys head over to the Harley Davidson website, take a look at the 2026 Street Bob. Let me know some of your thoughts and opinions on it. Drop it down in the comments. Of course, much of the bike did stay the same for 2026, but I have 3 things that I want to talk about that I noticed about the bike for 2026. I want to run through some of those with you guys. But before we get to some of those changes, like I said, the bike did mostly stay the same for the most part. Run through some of those things that stay the same. I mean, really aesthetically, completely the same. Still 3.5 gallon tank, still comes with the mini apes, has the dash, gauge, rider mode, same engine from last year. A lot of that stuff has stayed the same. Now, before you guys start complaining about a lot of that, I know people are already complaining about, oh, Harley didn't do anything, they didn't change anything. Well, like, just stop that nonsense. The Softail lineup went through a pretty big overhaul last year. New engines, new technology, the gauges, the rider modes, things like that. Obviously, they're not going to go through another big change just a year later. So, yeah, no complaining there. If you have a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. Just be quiet. You're dumb. They're not going to make any huge changes just a year after they already made a bunch. But to get started with the 3 things that I did notice, these are in no particular order, starting off with number 3. I'm sure you've noticed that you're now going to have a solo option for the Street Bob. They also did this across some of the other Softails. I kind of like this. You're going to have a base model, a solo option. It's only going to come in the dark billiard gray paint. The solo option, you're going to lose that passenger pillion on the back, and then you're going to lose the passenger pegs, obviously. And what that does, it's going to give riders a little bit more flexibility in the price. It is $1,000 cheaper, which we'll get into that a little bit later too. But like I said, no passenger pillion, no passenger foot pegs. I think that was a pretty good move, a pretty good idea to give people a little bit more flexibility there. People are removing seats, they're removing foot pegs, they're putting their own stuff on it anyways. So gives you a little bit of flexibility there with the price and what's going to come on your bike. I do like these solo trim options that they have implemented across the Softail lineup now. Let me know what you guys think of those solo options implemented across the Softail lineup now. Do you think it was a good move? Do you think it was a bad move? I think it helps control the cost a little bit. Gives people just a little bit of different options to select from when they're going to change a lot of that stuff out anyways. Good lord, this wind is absolutely insane today. It's almost unbearable. So the number 2 thing that you will notice about the 2026 Harley Davidson Street Bob is a little bit of variation in the price. And so what do I mean by that? Well, we just ran through the solo option base model. That is going to come in at $14,999. Now when you get up into the 2-up trim options there, you start to get more options with the 2-up colors. You're going to be starting at $15,999, and then anywhere from like another $300 to $650 as you start to add in some of those different colors there. So that base model is going to give you a reduction of $1,000 from the 2-up and from the model last year in 2025. So gives you a little bit of an opportunity there to save some money. Now, of course, that is only going to be available in one color, the dark billiard gray, but it does give you the opportunity to have some savings there of $1,000. The price is a little bit lower than in previous years. The other thing I noticed is Vivid Black on the Street Bob is also, for what it's worth, $50 cheaper than the previous year. Last year, if you wanted Vivid Black, it was $350. That is now down to $300. So after the solo option, after a little bit of the price change, the third and final thing that you'll notice about the 2026 Harley Street Bob is a little bit in change of color options. So of course the first one, now looking at pretty much kind of like the base color for Harley, is that billiard gray. It looks like they turned it into a dark billiard gray. A lot of people have some strong opinions on this. I think a lot of people don't like it. I liked it when they came out with it last year. I thought it was a pretty cool color. I think it looks pretty decent in person. It appears that they have darkened it up now. Of course, we'll throw some pictures of these colors up here on the screen as we go through them. So you've got your dark billiard gray, you've got vivid black. Nothing real new or special there with the vivid black, but that's when we start to get into some of these newer colors for the Street Bob. You have your brilliant red. I think this looks really good. Can't wait to see it in person. It looks to be a little bit of a deeper, bolder red than my redline red here. Redline red was always kind of like a brighter style red, but this brilliant red looks to be a little bit of a deeper, darker tone of red, which I think looks pretty good on the screen. Can't wait to see it in person. Next up, you have the olive steel metallic. I think this one also has the potential to look really good in person. I like that a lot. Although I have heard that it's bad luck to ride a green bike, so I don't know if that would keep me away from it or not, but I think it looks really good. And then you finish off with the Aurora blue denim. I think this has the opportunity to look really good as well. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the blue burst from previous years, except with that flat denim color, which kind of dulls it down a little bit. The blue burst was just a little bit too blue for me, a little bit too bright and blue. I think this Aurora blue denim will look pretty cool with that toned down, flat, matte denim color. I do think the color options for the Street Bob and overall across the lineup this year are a lot better, a lot more practical than what we saw last year. So let me know some of your thoughts and opinions on what we have for colors this year for the 26 Harley Street Bob. Alrighty guys, so that'll start to wrap this one up for now. The three big things that you need to know about the 2026 Harley Davidson Softail Street Bob. Just some slight and minor changes to the bike this year. A solo option, a little bit of price change in the base model, and then of course a little bit of change across some of those colors that you can get the bike in this year. So as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the 26 Harley Softail Street Bob. Do you like any of those little changes? Do you hate those changes? Is it not enough? Is it too much? Let me know down in the comments. As always, ride safe out there guys, make it a good one. It's the Moto John. We'll see y'all on down the road. Peace!